White from Get Life Coaching. And I just want to take a few minutes to introduce myself to everyone out there. I travel around and I get asked very often, how'd you get started? It might be at like a speaking event or a network event or just people who kind of hear about what I do. And I want to spend, like I said, a few minutes and share with you a little bit about myself and how we got started. Because I've been doing this now for 17 years, right? And I started when I was like really, really young. No, that's not really true. But I started, 17 years ago, long before the term coaching and life coaching was popular. Most people wouldn't even know what it was. I would tell people, hey, I'm a coach. And they would say, well, what's that, right? And I've had the good fortune to work with over 26,000 individuals, businesses, from local businesses to national or global brands like GE, Heineken, and Google, and couples, and from all different walks of life and every imaginable challenge or barrier that they've had that's preventing them from the life that they want. And I started from a very humble beginning. Just about this time of the year, 23 years ago, I found myself addicted to cocaine and alcohol. I was living in New York City at the time, and I went up there for some modeling, and I was fortunate to really meet a very famous photographer. So I moved to New York to pursue that modeling career, worked in a major nightclub, and when I was working there, my addiction just took off. And I went from just drinking to every drug imaginable. It's cocaine, heroin, pills I found on the floor that I took. And so I wonder what this would do for me, right? Real insane, crazy stuff. Overdosed, died, resuscitated. Early responders came, resuscitated me, like I said, and saved my life. Got out of the hospital only to continue to use. And eventually I figured, the problem wasn't me, it was New York City. So I moved out of New York City, moved back home, where I just continued to use, got kicked out of my parents' house, right? And I found myself in a small 2-room apartment in a small town called Lansdowne, Pennsylvania. And I remember, it was November 1993, I was depressed, seeing psychiatrists and psychologists on antidepressants. And I saw this infomercial on TV, and they said, we could change your life in 30 days. I'm like, this is garbage, right? But something hooked me, and the phrase was, your past does not equal your future, right? And that moment, I began to shift. I didn't buy the tapes that day. I had to watch that same infomercial for 3 consecutive days. And if you know me, I can be a wee bit stubborn, right? But after the third night, I bought those tapes, and I began to apply. And it took me a few months to St. Patty's Day. I know only an alcoholic or an addict will pick St. Patty's Day today to give it all up. But I did, and that was 1994, and I've been able to stay clean ever since. But I listened to those tapes over and over again for 5 years because I've been to therapists, I've been to counselors, I would walk in feeling like crap, and I would leave feeling like crap, right? And it was the first time in life by listening to those tapes that I got a glimpse of an understanding that what we do and how we feel is just a pattern, and there's mechanics to it. If you work within those mechanics, you can change how you feel, what you do, the quality of your life, instead of just trying to change behavior or hoping it to go away or just talking about the same crap that made you depressed. Finally, in 1999, I wanted to help people. It's always been a driving force in my life. So I opened up Get Life Coaching in my basement with 2 clients I coached over the phone. And from there, I was able to grow it. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of challenges. If you're an entrepreneur, I'm sure you can relate, right? Many nights like, how am I going to pay all my bills? But my passion to help people always pushed me through. And I really believe my approach is what drove this company further and further to be able to help people at the level that we do today. Because people ask me all the time, they say, Joe, what type of person comes to you? Am I a good fit for you? And, like I said, we worked with every imaginable challenge or barrier. But a few case studies, a guy came to me, went to the same therapist for 12 years before he came to me. And the first question I asked him, well, how come you haven't fired your therapist? Clearly they're not working. Or worse, why haven't they fired you? And he was stuck in patterns of how he fell and his past, like so many of us. And he couldn't work his way out. He was a great man, but he couldn't get through his own crap. and helping him to break through those barriers and get rid of those limiting beliefs and fears and change the way he processed information, how he saw those events, and give him tools, change his life. Another company came to us and they were doing well, but they were doing about $2.6 million a year. And we helped them to grow and change how they thought in their culture so now they're like north of almost $8 million a year. And another case study is a couple. It was one of my favorite stories. We do a seminar called Ultimate Breaking Through the Barrier, and they came. And they literally stood up at the beginning of the seminar and I said, we're here as the last ditch effort to save our marriage. I'm like, okay, thanks for sharing. So we signed the divorce papers because we don't think this will work. And we put them on the table, and we are committed that after this is done, if this doesn't work, we'll follow them with our lawyers. Unfortunately, it worked, and we saved the marriage. And so, like I said, we work with all different types of people. You know, the question I also get is, you know, what do you do? And the easy way to describe what I do is kind of share with you who I'm not. You know, I tell you, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor, right? I work differently and independently from that school of thought. I'm not a cheerleader. I'm not here to say, you can do this, rah, 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 because we don't need cheerleaders. We need the answers and the truth. But I'm not Jillian Michaels who's going to yell and intimidate you, because if someone got my face like that, I would smack them. The end of the day, what I'm a mechanic for people's lives. Because it's almost like if you're driving down the street and you realize your tires are wearing, you need new tires, and you pull into a tire shop and you get new tires, and you keep driving, and then those tires wear out, and you go through tires like crazy. At some point, you got to ask yourself this question. What is causing those tires to wear the way they do? And perhaps it's the alignment that's out of alignment. And I believe the same is true for us. We get out of our alignment. We get stuck in our heads. We get stuck in patterns. We end up meeting patterns, or we do patterns that meet emotional needs that don't serve us but keep us stuck. And we try to change. I mean, most people I've worked with have tried to change before. But very often it's hard to change yourself because we just don't see it. You know, we see through the problem, not outside the problem, and how it affects us. I mean, I tell people this all the time. Come live with me for a week. You'll have a long list of things that Joe needs coaching on. It's hard to do it on your own, even with the best intentions. And through that process of really helping figure out where you are and where you want to be and what's preventing you, we help get you aligned. Okay, help get you aligned with who you really are. Focusing on the things in life, the quality of life, the things that matter the most to you. Because at the end of the day, our biggest regrets will not be those things in life that we did and didn't get the results. I believe firmly that the things that we regret the most in life at the end of it are the things we didn't do. So our goal is to help our clients become aligned. Right, work through those barriers so they can feel more empowered with who they are and what they can do. More connected to the passion, the purpose. And I know if you don't have one, what do you do? Well, along this process, we'll help you create that. We help you figure out what really drives you in life. What is most important to you in life? And then once we align you, then I think the most important thing is teach you how to coach yourself. You know, when I first came up with this concept, and it really just came out organically, and I was at this network event talking to my friend who did marketing. He said, so really, tell me what you really do. I said, I'll tell you two things we do. We align people with who they really are, and we teach them how to coach themselves. And he gave me this look. He goes, you do coach people how to coach themselves? I go, yeah. He goes, that's the worst marketing idea I've ever heard. I said, no, it's the best, because I don't want to create dependency. No one calls me at 12 o'clock at night with a problem, okay? I don't lose sleep over other people's problems. I lose sleep over my own stuff, right? But the key here is to help that person become free, to become empowered, not dependent on a person or a thing, right? That just keeps them enslaved. And two, here's the truth. Problems are a sign of life. When you come to me, right, we'll work through those issues, those problems, those challenges, but you're going to have more. And I'm not a pessimist, I'm a realist, right? We have challenges are a sign of life. It's like a box of tissues. You take one out, there's another one. Sometimes you get like two, right? Like, oh my God, how did I get two here, right? And if you don't know how to deal with those challenges, you're going to go back to the old patterns, or you're going to spend time trying to work through it. See, it makes so much more sense to me to do what is not only humane but practical and empower the individual by helping them to become coaches in their own lives. And we do this various ways, guys. We do it through a seminar, we do it through private coaching, and combinations of both. So I would like to invite you to explore what you're truly capable of. No matter where you're at, if you're stuck in a winter of your life, it's time to get out, right? It's time to make some changes because you've been stuck there too long. And if you're kind of sitting there waiting for summer to come and spring is good, but it's not where you want to be, then it's time to get you truly entrenched in the quality of life that you truly deserve. And if you're at summer and you are rocking it, let's take it to the next level. Let's expand it even more. So no matter where you're at, I'd like to invite you to join me for a private one-on-one coaching session. It's complimentary, so there's no fees or charges. And I guarantee it's not this. It's not one of these. I'll give you this much information and we'll try to sell you on that much. It's not a bait and switch. And I've been doing this for now 17 years, and I can tell you what works, right? What works is people who are committed, who want to change now, and who are coachable. And if you come in the room that way, we can help you. And if you find that, we're the fit for you for that, then we definitely can help you. And if not, at least for that hour, you're going to get tons of information, tons of insight, and you're going to be able to help yourself. So it's really a win no matter where you go at the end of that session. So somewhere close to this video is a link. Just click on the link and fill out the information. If you live local to us in the Delaware area, I highly encourage you to join us for a face-to-face session. If you live beyond that, then we can do it over a Skype-like technology, and we can have a close, powerful session with the power of technology. But either way, take this action now. And I send this video out because as we get to the end of the year, we get a lot of emotional things get turned up during the holidays, or we get very focused on goals. And that's where we differ from most life coaches. Most life coaches about, let's set some goals and some action and some accountability, and we'll change our beliefs along the way. And it doesn't work, guys, because it's simple. The end of the day, we know how to set goals. Just see what happens in about a month from this recording. January will pop up and people will set goals and they call it resolutions. And 90% of people who set the resolution within 30 days fail. Why? Not because they don't want it. Not because they're not capable of it. Not because they don't think they're worthy of it. The reason why is because they're not yet, keyword yet, have become the type of person that would take that consistent action needed to achieve the goals. We don't need a coach to help us set goals, guys. We need a coach to get us to become the person that achieves not only the goal that's most close, but anything else that comes afterwards. So take action. Join me, right? Complimentary. We'll have a great time. You'll learn tons of information, and you'll begin to take those steps to take even more control of your life. So click on this link somewhere and join me. So this is Joe White from Get Life Coaching. Thanks for listening, everybody, and watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.